The girl had merely disturbed passers-by while talking on the phone, never imagining it would cost her life.
你可不可以安静一点？
我講電話關你咩事啊？
Little did she know, the stranger's pencil was already aimed at her. Sure enough, by the time the police arrived at the scene, the girl was already stabbed to death on a park bench. But what struck the police as odd was that her eyes were eerily fixed on a rose on the ground. To verify his hunch, Jack quickly pulled the rose out, only to be shocked by what he found inside. The dead girl's tongue was hidden within the flower.
睇現場嘅空氣，兇手會唔會係細路仔啊？又鉸剪仔又鉛筆，細路仔都識殺人，唔係嘛？
This was already the fourth bizarre murder in Chinatown recently. On the surface, the four cases seemed unrelated, but the seasoned Jack suspected the same culprit was behind them all, because the modus operandi in each murder was chillingly similar. The first victim was a middle-aged man, was stabbed 80 times to death in his home. The murder weapon was even bent from the force of the stabbings. Strangely enough, there were no fingerprints at the scene, but a suicide note was found in the house. The note was written in the voice of his wife. Yet after an investigation, it turned out the victim had no wife or children. He was a confirmed bachelor who had been single for 50 years. Before the police could make sense of the situation, the second murder suddenly occurred. A dancer returning home in the early hours was brutally attacked. However, to everyone's surprise, the murder weapon was actually a wooden stick, and the cause of death was excessive blood loss after being impaled through the lower body. Before the police could even react, the third murder took place. This time, the victim was a lone shark. He was killed by a sneak attack to the head. Even more shocking was that, at the crime scene, the police found the victim's severed genitals. After carefully reviewing the four cases, Jack guessed the killer was likely the same person. But one question remained: why would the killer target people of different genders? Suddenly, a radio broadcast featuring a one-person, multi-role drama caught Jack's attention. Perhaps the killer suffered from multiple personality disorder. If that were the case, everything would make sense. So Jack quickly reported his theory to his superior. The captain immediately remembered a suspicious man they had questioned the previous day. He was indeed taking psychiatric medication, and during the interrogation, he had even claimed he was eradicating evil from society on the police's behalf. To find out if this man was the killer, Jack quickly grabbed his toy gun and went out to tail Jason. But as soon as he followed Jason into a wet market, he witnessed Jason suddenly fly into a violent rage.